Hello, my name is Michelle Ferguson, and today we're going to be talking about accommodation theory, its significance, why we use it, exactly what it is, situations that you'll find yourself using accommodation theory, and whether it's relevant or not, here, now, in the future. So let's start off with what accommodation theory is. It was first found by a professor named Howard Giles back in 1971. And the actual definition for accommodation theory is all people adapt their behaviors to some extent. Theory holding that speakers adjust their speaking style to their listeners to gain social approval and achieve greater communication effectiveness. So what does that mean? That means that when you're talking to somebody, you're accommodating them by either consciously or unconsciously basically camelling what they're doing. So if they use a lot of hand gestures, you might catch yourself using a lot of hand gestures. If they have a slang, you might catch yourself saying words that you've never said before because you're accommodating that person. You're trying to make them feel comfortable in the situation. You're adapting to their social norms to make the conversation more pleasant. I'm sure you've caught yourself doing this. The way that you talk to your friends would be different than the way you would talk to a future employer during an interview. During an interview, you're going to sit up more straight. You're going to try to come off very intellectual, very respectful, very professional. And when you talk to your friends, you're a little more laid back. You want to make them feel comfortable. You want to make them laugh. Things like that. You do things to accommodate. So those are the situations you'll find yourself realizing that you're accommodating. So what are the pros and cons of accommodation theory? The cons are that if someone catches you accommodating them, they're going to see you as disingenuous, maybe fake, maybe you're not really saying what you mean, you just want to make the other person feel comfortable. Another con is they might see you as mocking them if they use a lot of hand gestures and then you start doing the exact same and you really just start mimicking everything they do. It's going to come off as mockery and it might make them upset and make the whole situation uncomfortable. But the pros are that if the person doesn't realize that you're accommodating, that they just feel that there's a smooth easiness to the conversation. And that's really what accommodation theory is great for, because another pro is that you have the social acceptance. You'll be able to have a bigger social circle. You'll have more connections, know more people, which is great for your future. So accommodation theory and how we use it in our day-to-day lives really explains how we're perceived as people. So whether you're doing it subconsciously or consciously, this is what's affecting your day-to-day life. If you're a little more shy or you're a little more outgoing, all those things factor into accommodating who's around you. So yeah, the next time you're talking to your infant toddler and saying goo goo gaga or using small words, and then you go talk to your friends and have a more intellectual conversation, you'll start realizing this is accommodation theory. I'm accommodating who is around me, and it's very important to do so. So I'd like to thank Communication Accommodation Theory website and Businesstopia for giving me all these great facts on accommodation theory, and I hope you learned something today. Thanks.